What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We are in the building. It is Take Your Pick'em. It is Monday. It is August 14th, 2023, and I am elated to come on and talk with all of you beautiful people in this industry. Good morning, Jeff. Looks like Jeff is taking he's working in the yard and so he's going to take a break and hang out. Jeff, thanks, man. We sure appreciate it. Richie, salute. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully, a few of our other friends will be able to tune in this morning. I am coming off an outstanding weekend that has nothing to do with the Pick'em sites. Got a chance to hang out with my beautiful daughters. They were in this production this weekend, and so I was able to spend some time with them. And it was, fantastic. I was so proud of them. And man, such wonderful, sweet little girls. And so I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back in the saddle. And so excited yet again to come on. Thanks, RG, for allowing me to be able to do this for all of the people in the industry, Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Folks, if you're in the building, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and let's hang out and let's continue to discuss potential winners every day of the week. Thoroughly enjoying doing this for you guys. Okay, let's go. We're going with winning words of wisdom. And here is one. It's coming from Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. And this is what he says. He says, correction does much, but encouragement does more. And so, man, we've got comrades in the industry. We're all going to have different viewpoints about how we may want to do certain things. But I'm here to tell you that, I don't know everything. And guess what? There isn't anybody in this industry that knows it all. But what we can do, we don't have to correct anyone. We can continue to encourage. Now, if somebody's just wrong, obviously, hey, we have to address and say, hey, man, this is actually not correct. But there's a way we can do it. Trust me, loving words with honey are always better than words with vinegar. If you've been in the business world, listen, folks, if you're trying to talk with potential clients, sometimes being curt isn't going to get that business, right? We may have to sweeten it up a little bit, especially, in the industry I worked in the financial industry. If we were trying to pull a potential client in, there was no need for us to bash the other advisor. Guess what? That advisor has earned his spot in this industry, just like I've earned my spot in the industry. And there may be some things that I can do better. Well, no need for me to bash the advisor. I want to talk about what we can do. I want to talk about how we can help you achieve the financial success that you're looking for, to set up that legacy for the grandkids, to set up that legacy for your family, right? To be able to create that generational wealth that you want to pull down. Now, I'm sure your advisor you have right now, you guys have been with him for several years. And so I'm not here to tell you to leave your advisor. I'm here to paint a picture of what my staff can do for you. You see how different that is? They say, well, they suck. So let me tell you how you need to do it. Doesn't make any sense, right? We want to encourage. So we don't want to correct anyone. Correction is great, but we want to try to encourage people to be a better version of themselves. Words with honey are better than words with vinegar. That's the winning words of wisdom for today. All right, let's go over our recap. Of course, we ended it on Friday, and we kind of had a split there. So on the month right now, we're 20. I think we're 2014-1. That's what I have here. 2014-1. Burns, we had Burns less than 18.5 pitching outs. We were able to get that one. We had Tyler McGill less than 20.5 fantasy points. We were able to get that one. Scooball, we wanted more than 5. That one did not materialize. Just didn't get it done. Boston's by kryptonite. They face an elite pitcher or a bad pitcher, and the pitcher gets 20 strikeouts. They face a guy that's reasonably good. He gets 2. I just Boston, whatever it is. And then Mr. Adam, you had him more than 5 against Oakland. He got hurt. He had 3 strikeouts through 3. He was at like 60 pitches, but he got hurt. So we're still going to include that one. I'm not going to pull him just because he got hurt and they pulled him out of the game. We don't get reboots or anything like that. So we ended up missing out on that one. So we're at 20. Let me check that record again and make sure. I always want to make sure that I'm providing the accurate information. Yes, we're at 20, 14, and 1 on the month, which is still pretty good. I think, we had a hot start to the month. Let's have a hot close to the month starting today. All right, folks. So We're hopping in here. We're going to get right to it. We're starting out with one of the first games of the night. We're going to Miami. It's Houston. It's Framber Valdez. It's Mr. Garrett, Mr. Braxton Garrett, folks. I'm going to be attacking Mr. Garrett. I've been talking about Houston. I've been talking about the fact that this team has seemingly taken off, right? They're continuing to have good quality at bats. Teams that are going to have good quality at bats and make the pitcher work, I'm interested. So when we look at Houston over the season here, we see Garrett over the past 30 days. The K rate has come down some. Now that, and a lot of that is, I don't want to say that it's noise. It's not completely noisy, but a lot of times that can change based on the matchups, right? But this is going to be a slightly tough matchup for him. He's at 21% the last 30 days, 20% to lefties, 22% to righties, 25% on the season, 28% to lefties, 24% to righties. Well, we've got Altuve here at a 15% K rate, and he's walking at a 15% clip against lefties. Bregman, 8% K rate, walking at a 10%. Then we've got Jordan. Now, Jordan, we know this is him and Tucker are kind of the big power bats here. 286 ISO and 260 respectively. But even still, look at this. Chas McCormick at 85 plate appearances this season, 276 ISO. Singleton, we're going to ignore that. It's only 9 plate appearances, but a 750 ISO. But all in all, when you look up and down this lineup, there are some strikeouts. Alvarez at 27, Diaz at 24, McCormick at 25, Maldonado at 33. But even Maldonado has nice power against lefties here. And then we see the walk rate 50%, 10%, 9%, 9, 9, 11. And then even Maldonado here around 9. This is actually really good. And I think this is going to line up for us. We got 16.5 pitching outs for Garrett. We want less than that projection. I'm expecting Houston once again continue to have quality at bats, make the pitchers work, and then they'll continue to drive runs in. Now, they'll hit some home runs, but this is a most of the time just a quality hitting team. Singles, doubles, walk. You make a mistake at the plate for them, they'll drive in a run or two. Once again, this team isn't scoring 10 to 12 runs like the Braves or how the Cubs have been doing recently, but this team knows how to manufacture offense. And so as they continue to hit singles and hit doubles and get quality at bats, guess what's happening, folks? The pitch count is running up for Mr. Braxton Garrett. And so what we're anticipating, or what we're hoping rather, is that this team works Garrett early, runs up the pitch count. If he can end the first inning over 20 pitches, and then the next inning, by the time he gets to that third inning, the lineup should be turning over to top to mid again. And if they can turn it over enough early, then what we will see is that Garrett's pitch count is going to be in the around 80 pitches, right? Probably closing out the fourth inning if they can run it up. And if we do that, then we're going to see 16.5 pitching outs. We're going to see him go less than that particular projection. So at 16.5, we want less than that projection. Definitely want to get in with Mr. Garrett. All right, we're moving to another one here. Another one on our place. Now, this one is one of my favorites of the day, and it's Chris Flexen, and we're also going with his pitching out. So he's at 15.5. Now, I caught Flexen at 14.5 the last time, facing, I can't remember who he's facing, but Milwaukee, I think it was. Barely got there. They let him go over 100 pitches. In this particular case, hopefully the Arizona Diamondbacks, this has been one of my favorite teams this season. Don't let me down. Flex is at 15.5 pitching out. If this team can come in and play quality baseball the way they've been playing all season, I don't think Mr. Flexen is able to go past 5 innings. So that's basically what we're saying. At 15.5 pitching outs, do we think the Arizona Diamondbacks can put together enough offense to hold Chris Flexen to 5 innings or less? I definitely think that is the case. When we see Flexen here, now he hasn't pitched a tremendous amount overall for this team this season, but on the season, 14% K rate, 15.66% to lefties, 13.9% to righties, right? Past 30 days, 14%, 15% to lefties, 12% to righties, pretty much about the same. And what we're going to see here, this team overall projected lineup, 20% for the Arizona Diamondbacks. This is a fairly low strikeout team, 23% to Carroll, but also has a 294 ISO, 395 WOBA, should give Flexen some problems, right? Same thing for Ketel Marte. Same thing for Lourdes Gurriel. Same thing for Christian Walker. Tommy Pham is even sitting at a 21% K rate, respectable. Doesn't have the ISO numbers as some of these top four guys, but that's okay. McCarthy, 22%. Jace Peterson, 23%. And then we've got Moreno and Perdomo at the bottom of the lineup at 17 and 60%. So, and these guys, Moreno and Perdomo, if they're able to turn this lineup over and give Carroll a few appetizers while he's at the plate, look out. This team could blow up Chris Flexen pretty easily. So at 15 pitching outs, I don't think he's able to get past 5 innings. Could he get through 5? Absolutely. But I think the odds are in our favor. When I say the odds, I'm not speaking about the sports books. I want to clear that up. I'm speaking figuratively. May the odds ever be in your favor for all of you guys that have watched The Hunger Games. Yes, for all you guys that have watched that. Anyway, so when we look at these limited strikeouts, not only that, folks, look at the walk. So see, this gets me really excited, actually. The walks at 10% on the season, 9% to lefties, 10% to righties. And over the past 30 days, 11%, 15% to lefties, 7% to righties. If he starts walking, guys, folks, I think we're going to be in store for the pitching outs to be in our favor and be on our side. If he walks one too many guys, that means he's run up the pitch count. And I'm sure if he's walked them, a lot of times it's not going to be a 4-pitch walk, right? It's probably going to be 6 to 7 pitches. Then well, what if he does it again? Every little pitch adds up in Major League Baseball. So from that perspective, Chris Flexen, 50.5 pitching outs, we want less than that projection. All right, folks, we're moving to our last one of the day, and I was kind of caught between a couple different ones. I didn't know which one was kind of going to be my favorite today, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're going to just land on Grayson Rodriguez. He was at 30.5 fantasy points. This is underdog only, 30.5 fantasy points. We want less than that projection. He's facing the San Diego Padres, and folks, I don't have anything against Grayson, right? I think Grayson is going to be fine long term. But when I look at the Padres here, and God, I hope they don't let me down today. The K rates are actually fairly low, 21% combined for the combined K rate. But the big bats, Ha-Seong Kim, my boy, coming over from the KBO, 23.1%. Tatis, 21%. Soto should give him major problems today. 18%. Machado, 18%. Xander, 17%. Cronenworth, 17%. Now, we do have G-Man Choi at a 28% K rate, 279 ISO. Luis Campusano, 12%. And then we've got Grisham at 30%. So we've got two bats that are really high K rates right now. Grisham probably a little bit more than G-Man. G-Man's at 73 plate appearances. Grisham's at 305. But same thing for Campusano at 12.1%. He's only had 58 plate appearances. But bottom line, overall, this team isn't striking out a ton. And so if Grayson's going to have limited strikeouts, we have him projected for 5. I did not check what the bats projection was today on Grayson. And I can pull that up while we're here on the show. Let's see. As you guys can see, my last person I was kind of looking into was Glassdown. I was having a discussion about that in the prop shop. So let's look at Grayson. Let's just see kind of where the bats settled in at. So projected 88 pitch count here. Let's see the Ks. And so, yeah, he's got a projected for around 5 strikeouts as well. So the RotoGrinders projections and the bat projections are pretty in line this morning, both around 5 strikeouts. And so as a result, if we think, okay, Grayson's going to get 5 strikeouts, we also think, and in my opinion, I think the Padres should score some runs. Let's say they score 3 runs, then I think we're looking pretty good here. So if we're expecting Grayson to maybe not complete a full quality start, right? If he doesn't go 6 innings, as an example, doesn't go 6, no more than 5 strikeouts, gives up at least 3 runs, he's definitely under 30.5 fantasy points. So I really like this particular spot for us here with Grayson Rodriguez. Once again, good young pitcher, long term. I think he's going to be fantastic. But facing a really good Padres lineup, I know we've called them the Fraudres a lot this season. And man, like I said, hopefully they don't let me down. But this should be a tough spot for him. Got to face some really big bats, pretty much 1 through 6. Should have a tough time with those particular guys at the top. And if they can work the count, I think we'll be good. Also, we look at the walks for him as well, right? 9% for the season, 13% to lefties. And look at the lefties here. Juan Soto, 18% walk rate. Juan Soto has a higher walk rate than his strikeout rate to right-handed pitching this season. That should tell you all you need to know about the particular matchup here for him, especially with Soto. Soto should work in pretty good here. So I like this particular spot. All right, folks, let's go over our recap, and we will get you beautiful people out of here. So at the top, we've got Mr. Garrett, right? Mr. Garrett from Miami at 16.5 pitching outs. We want less than that projection. Next up, we've got Mr. Flexen, right? Facing the Arizona Diamondbacks at 16.5 for Garrett, 15.5 for Chris Flexen. We want less than that projection. And then we've got Grayson Rodriguez at 30.5 fantasy points. And you can get all of these on Underdog for sure. We want less than that projection. So we're going with the full less action today, full less pick 'em square card. And let's see if we can get it, folks. So, folks, I'm Chief. This has been Take Your Pick 'em. Thanks for joining me so much. Come in with your pockets empty. Leave with your pockets full. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Let's get the sweep. We'll see you tomorrow.